Hello, all. I wanted to speak to you all today about a critical issue that needs to be brought to light within our company. I see this as a very large problem, and I think long term this could harm our company severely, and if we don't fix it now, we're going to be in detrimental danger. The issue that needs to be brought to light is how we are so willing to be compliant with the environment regulations, and how there are times where we, as a company, are not meeting the standards for the local and the federal waste management rules and laws. This is raising major red flags and is very, very detrimental for us, as I said prior. This is something that puts our company at risk to receiving fines, and it is harming the environment severely. This is not something that our company should stand for, and the fact that we have been standing for this is wrong. Being compliant and not making a change is the worst possible thing we could do. We might not have known about this issue, but now that we do, we need to make the change. The EPA has fined companies up to $50,000 per day for violating the hazardous waste regulations that they need to be following. And this is something that we could be faced with if we're not paying attention and we're not making the changes that are needed. We need to resolve this issue quickly to avoid legal and financial repercussions. Standing for this is not something we should be doing, and it has went on long enough. When looking at our company records, I've seen that it has been within the last 2 years that we've been allowing our waste to be growing, and that's not something we should stand for, and we need to be looking at zero waste. When I was looking at this, I realized that there are some very simple issues that we could fix. The problems at hand are very simple. To fix this, there are a few things. I would advise an implementation of a training program for the new employees that come in, as well as an environmental audit. Having an audit will help us identify areas where our employees are not following the rules and regulations that we have in place, and we'll be able to find them and either talk to them or put serious repercussions on them. Having a training program will help promote our company to avoid having waste and teaching those who don't know the proper waste management that we need to be doing. Some people may not know, some people might be choosing to ignore it, but now we're setting a guideline of what people need to be following. These two solutions will be able to fix the root cause, and it will help the waste issue we have, and it'll help turn our company into a no-waste company. Making these changes will fix and reduce the violations. With the new employees coming in, it'll be really important to make sure we start them off on the right foot so they know what is expected of them and how to avoid what other people have been doing. It can be hard for a new employee to look at other people who have been there and say, no, you're doing it wrong. So if we just set everything straight right away, it won't be an issue. By acting on our company's waste problems, we will avoid possible repercussions from the EPA. That could be financially or legally. And also, on top of that, the legal limit of waste. We just need to make sure we are staying on top of that. This will help protect us and our reputation to promote a sustainable future to keep our planet alive. If our planet is decreasing in health, we will be at a loss. We will be really struggling, and our company will go bankrupt, and we will lose our company due to that. If we're putting our environment first, we're using all the resources from the environment. We need to make sure that we're giving back, and we need to make sure that we're doing the proper things with what we have. Helping protect our reputation is also highly important, because if people see this, that we're aware of this behavior and we're continuing to not change it, that looks really poor for us, and people are going to have backlash, and they're not going to want to come to us for our suppliers anymore. They're not going to want to be willing to support a company that isn't focusing on their waste and how to fix that. We don't want to be an accomplice to the melting ice caps. We don't want to be a high accomplice to the high carbon emissions. We don't want the ozone layer to be decreasing because of us and what we're doing. We can cut down on the waste, and with very manageable ways, we will be able to figure it out, and we can move together as a company to make sure we are not harming anything. We need to do what we can now before it becomes a larger issue. When we find the solution, everything will be so much easier, and we won't have to continue to backtrack. We need to be looking at our future and making sure everything is okay for those before or those after us. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you take this into consideration because this is something that we need for our company. Thank you.